Hey, okay, so today we are going to do kind of a total body workout. What you are going to need, if you have a rope with the knots for the warm-up, that's great. If you don't, you're just gonna follow along just using your hands. Or if you have a dish towel, just the only thing, the rope just kind of makes it a little bit so you kind of keep your hands like where they should be, but not totally necessary. You probably want to get a chair and some weights and some water to have handy. All right, and so today we're going to cover a warm-up, cardio, then we're going to be doing lower body, upper body, some core, a little bit of balance. So it's going to be kind of a complete workout. And I'll give you different modifications if you have shoulder issues or knee issues, or if you get tired and you need to sit down. And then you can always stop the video. I'm going to kind of do lower body, upper body, cardio, lower body, upper body, core, and then we're going to do another round of it with some different exercises. But if you just want to do half the video, that's an option. You can do, half one day and then the other half another day. So I'll kind of let you know when we're at the halfway point. So, all right, so go ahead and grab your rope if you have one. Make sure that your space is clear, that you don't have an area rug that you might trip over or something like that. If you have a pet, maybe you want to put the pet in another room or whatever. So here we go. All right, so you're going to start off. I'm going to just mirror. You're going to mirror me. So you're going to start with the right foot forward, and you're going to reach up to the sky and then down towards the ground. You don't need to get to the ground, and we're just going to do everything 3 times today, as we got a lot of work ahead of us. All right, so now you're going to tip side to side. Make sure it's coming from the hips. This is your warm-up, so we want to make sure we get the whole body warmed up. All right, now you're going to bring it here, and you're going to rotate to the right and back to center. Feel free to put some music on that you like, and as long as you can kind of hear my cues, the music might make it go a little bit better. Everybody has different music tastes, so I don't put any music on here because I know you can pick your own. So just to kind of show you the right, so you want to have that front knee bent, and you're going to reach up, and then down, up, and down, up, and down, and then you're going to go side to side with a little movement of those hips. 2 and 3, and then you're going to rotate to your left, back to center, and then we're going to rotate to our right. 2, 3. Good. Next, you're going to have your feet wide apart, so a little bit more than hip distance apart, and a nice big raise up and down. And if you need to bend your knees, you can do that. You want to protect your back, so don't put a lot of strain on those hamstrings that could make your back hurt if you're really stiff on the back side. Good. And now we're going to rotate. It doesn't matter when your feet are in this position which side you go first. Your choice. Just make sure you do those 3. And you do want to have a little bend here when you rotate, because if you don't, it does put a lot of stress on your knees. All right, so go ahead and put your feet close together. This might be a little balance challenge for some people, but that's all part of the workout, right? And 3. And then we're going to go side to side. Be sure you get those hips going side to side as well. And then we're going to rotate. Good, and then rotate the other way. 3. Good. Next, we're going to have our toes pointed out, and we're going to reach up and down. And then we're going to go side to side. Now, at this point, maybe your shoulders might be getting tired. Maybe you have some shoulder issues. So this all can be done, and I'll show you here on the next one. And then we're going to toe in. So if you don't want to get your arms up. You can just cross your hands here and just lean forward and back like that. So you're still getting the trunk moving and those hips going, warming up the back and those ankles, and then side to side. And then rotate. Just make sure you take your eyes with it. You don't need to, at this point, you shouldn't have to look at the screen because we've done this numerous times, so you know how to rotate around. And watch those feet. Sometimes if your body's not used to doing that, your feet will kind of move as you're doing the workout. So, all right, so what we're gonna do is I'm setting a little timer and everything's gonna be 35 seconds. So we're gonna do, let's see, I'm looking at my cheat sheet. We're gonna be doing 5 exercises each round. So after you do the 5, we'll take a little bit of break. Maybe we need to get our weights or whatever, and it'll give you that opportunity to have a sip of water. So again, have some water handy, okay? All right, so I'm gonna put my little timer over here. If you have any kind of a Fitbit or Apple Watch or whatever and you wanna get credit for this, this would be a good time to turn it on if you haven't done so already. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is just a simple, you can either march in place or if you feel like jogging in place. If you need to do this from the chair, you can march while seated in the chair, right? So we just wanna, and certainly if you get your arms into it along with your leg, you're gonna get your heart rate up even more. So you decide what you need to do, if you need to get that heart rate up or you don't wanna get it up too much. So you decide how much you wanna get the upper body going with the lower body. All right, so that was the first one. Next one is jumping jacks. So there's multiple things. If you're seated in the chair, just simply doing that. Or you can do a half jack and just bring one foot out. You can do both arms while you're tapping side to side. Or maybe you want to kick forward. Or if you're really feeling, some of my clients, they start off and maybe they just do 5 and then they go to the modification. So you just see how you're feeling today and what sort of movement you want. But we are trying to get your heart rate up. We're trying to get you a little breathy. That's the goal. All right, good. Taking a little break. This next one, we're just gonna step side to side. Again, you can be moving your arms. Some people like to do like a speed skater and they can tap their opposite knee. Or if you want to go all the way down to the ground, you can do that. Or you can just hang out here with some nice arm movement side to side. All right, this is where the music is good to have. So you're not listening to me breathing and you're breathing. So, but just keep moving. All right. Next is jump rope. So our arms are gonna be doing this. You can just be doing like a nice high march. Some people like to skip it. And some people like to do a little hop or maybe just come up onto your toes. Just make sure your arms are doing little circles and you're going around. Good. All right, we got one more cardio after this one. All right. All right, good. And now we're gonna pretend like we have a really heavy ball and we're gonna whip that ball. So you wanna be doing like little baby squats here as you're throwing that ball down. So it's your whole body is working. Good. Great. And after this, I'm going to stop the timer for a second so you can get a gulp of water if you want it or mop off your brow. And we are going to have to grab your weights. If you don't have weights, 2 water bottles work nice. Or you can just do this whole thing without any weights. If you're new to getting moving and grooving, I'm gonna take a gulp of water here myself. Great. All right, so like I said, this is going to be your lower body is what we're starting off with. And so we're going to start off with just a basic squat. So you can hold your weights here or no weights. And if you have some balance issues, maybe you just want to kind of be here with your chair and just bending your knees here. So a lot of different options. And the way you work out yesterday can be different than how you're working out today. So, all right, here we go. So we're just gonna pretend just like we're getting ready to sit down on a chair. So you wanna go ahead and bring those hips back. Make sure that if you're following along with your iPad or phone or whatever, that you're looking straight ahead, because you don't want to be doing the whole workout like trying to see what I'm doing. I do try to cue so you don't have to worry so much about looking at it, because you don't want to hurt your neck, right? So, okay. Next we're doing our deadlift, so you're just going to have your weight here, and you're going to basically push those hips back. The idea is you want to have a nice straight back. We're just going down about our knees and then come back up. So when you come back up, you want to make sure you're coming all the way back up to standing. If the back of your legs are really tight, it's totally acceptable to have like a little bend in the knees here, okay? So the big movement is that coming back up nice and straight. Now be careful, you don't want to, some people they feel like, oh, I'm getting straight. You don't want to do that. You just you're using your core, just bring it up and down. Good. All right, next is a lateral leg lift. So again, no weights are needed. If you want to hold a weight, you can, but you're just going to bring nice straight leg out. You can use your chair for balance, or if you want to kind of practice your balance, you can step down each time, or you can try to really challenge your balance and not step down. Standing up nice and tall. Bringing that leg out to the side. All right, shake out those legs a little bit. Like I said, if you want to hold on to a weight, you can. It really doesn't make much difference as far as what your legs are doing, but some people find this actually helps keep them balanced because it kind of takes everything to the center of gravity. That's an option. Good job. It's great that you're doing all this moving and grooving. All right, next is just a heel lift. So again, weights are optional if you need to hold on to your chair, but we're just coming up onto our toes and back down. And so if you can try to hold it up a little bit, so you're not just going bump, 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 right? You want it, because you're trying to contract that calf muscle in the back of the lower leg. Bringing it up and down. This is important for your balance. Nice strong ankles and calf muscles are very helpful when it comes to your balance. And you should be looking straight ahead. Don't look at the ground. Anybody that's worked with me knows I keep saying, lift your chin up, lift your chin up. All right, next you're just gonna have one weight. This is your squat and swing. So you're gonna bend your knees and bring it up. So what we're doing is we're working that back side. So as you come up, you really wanna squeeze. Be careful, you don't wanna whoop. You don't wanna do a big back bend here. You wanna use that core to stop that momentum. And you don't need to bring it way up here. Just about shoulder height is great. And if your knees don't like this, I always tell people, play with your foot position. You know, maybe if you turn it in or out, that'll help depending on what's going on with your knees. So always play with that a little bit. All right, good. That was the lower body round. Time for another swig. Yeah, today I'm doing it doing this workout. It's really warm outside. My air conditioner hasn't kicked in too much yet. So I'm nice and toasty, so it's important to keep hydrated. Okay, so next we're gonna move to upper body. We're gonna start this round with tricep kickbacks. So you wanna be hinged over, and you always want your hand kind of supporting, whether it's on the chair. Some people just kind of put it on here, but you don't want to be dangling because that's a little rough on your back. So, all right, so we're going to start that back up. In your right hand, keep that elbow close to the side, and you're going to kick back. And you want to try to keep your kind of looking about 3 feet ahead because you want to have your neck in alignment with the rest of the spine. And be careful, you really want to keep that elbow close. You don't want to be doing the swing back here because that puts a lot of stress on that shoulder. So you want to get a nice contraction to the back of the upper arm, working the triceps. Good job. All right, now we're going to turn around to do the other side. And let's kick it back. So you're still pressing back, you're keeping that elbow nice and close. And your gaze should be down on the floor, like I said, like 3 feet ahead of you or so. Don't need to be looking at the screen. I'm just doing a tricep kickback just like you are. Nothing exciting at all. All right. Good job. All right, next you're gonna grab your other weight. Do a bicep curl. So today I'm gonna do a hammer curl, so my palms are gonna face each other, like this. You can do it with palms up. It's a little more difficult. If you want, you can alternate right and left if you want. And you can certainly do this seated. So if you're getting a little tired, want to take a break, this is a great time to have a seat and do a round sitting down. Okay. All right, next is your upright row. So palms are facing. So you can do both arms together, or if it feels better to alternate, that's an option. But make sure that your elbows are going first. A lot of times I see people doing like something like that, or they go like that. We're working our shoulders, so you really want those elbows higher. So it's almost like you're pouring water out of a pitcher. Different cues that we use to try to get our people doing the motion correctly, because you don't want to hurt anything and you want to get the most out of this workout, right? Okay, great job. All right, next we're going to do our, I call them the lawnmower pulls. So these are your lat rows. So you're going to hinge over and you're going to pull up towards your armpit and down. Again, you want to be staring straight down. Once you know the movement, you don't need to be looking at your screen. Great. You can even think about pulling that belly button up towards your spine. Get a little core activation here while you're working your back muscles. And if you have multiple choices of weights, I should have mentioned this earlier, my bad, but this would be your heaviest weight that you have, because your back muscles are nice and strong back here, and you definitely want to keep them nice and strong because that will protect your shoulders. So the more you can get your scapula moving well on your back, the less stress you'll have on your shoulders. All right. Pulling that lawnmower. And you don't want to go too fast with this. Tell people sometimes it's like you're pulling it through mud. So, because you don't want to be flying it up and down. This isn't a speed, this is strength, okay? And then our last one is for our chest. And if you want to take a seat, this would be a great time. But all we're doing is we're going to press the ends of our weight. Right? And keep this close to your chest. You don't want to be way out here because then that's going to be stressful for the shoulders. Keep those elbows out and you're just pressing. If you want to pulse a little bit, you can do that. If you have a ball, you can press the ball rather than the weight. I was just making it easier so you don't have to keep grabbing stuff during this workout, okay? All right, so keep pressing. And there you go. All right, so that was a round of upper body. I'm gonna put this on hold here and I'm gonna grab my water. So you're gonna grab your water too. Next, we are working on core. So this is kind of belly stuff. And if you have a chair, I'm gonna give options for, you can do this in the chair. Plus it's a good chance to give yourself a little break at this point. All right, so we're gonna start with a side bend. So we just need the one weight. So if you're getting tired and you wanna sit down, you can do your side bends just like this. Just make sure you're seated nice and tall, that you're not slumped back on the chair, and we're gonna just do side bends, okay? Now when you do your side bend, you wanna just keep it even. You don't want to be leaning forward because we want to work these side stabilizer muscles, okay? All right, stand up nice and tall, and we're just going to bring it down and up. So this hand can just be here. It can be on your hip. It could be on your shoulder. It could be behind your head. It doesn't really matter. Whatever feels the most comfortable to you, right? And remember, you're just picking it up to midline. You are not doing all the way over to the side, okay? So this movement here is what we're working on, okay? All right, so we're gonna come over to the other side, and then we're gonna just go ahead and bring it down and up. Okay, we're still working it. Good. Next is going to be a wood chop. So there's variations. You can do a squat and press all the way up. You can just go from your hip up to the sky. If your shoulders are starting to get tired, you can just bring it to the opposite shoulder. Okay, this is core, so we're working here. So you decide how much at this point you want to be doing this. You can do this in the chair as well. You can be seated and just take it across like that. So it's all about the core, moving it kind of in a diagonal fashion. Okay. And you want to kind of pivot a little bit. You don't want to get any stress on your knees. So if everything's, stuck in place and you try to do this, it's going to put a lot of stress on that knee. So don't be afraid to kind of pivot a little bit on your foot. Good. Good. All right. Now you can put now we're going to do elbow to knee, and we're going to go on the same side. So if you're in your chair, keep going. But if you're in your chair, you can so this is similar to the side bend, but you'll find that it's a little bit more of a kind of in between a diagonal and an actual total side. Just because the way your anatomy is, so you're not doing a perfect to the side because you're lifting that knee up. good. If you find this is too tough on your balance, you can be with the chair and kind of just tip yourself into there rather than try to do the whole thing just with one point of contact. So if you need the second point of contact, you can use the chair, you can even use the wall to help with the balance. Next, we're going to be doing lean forward, lean back. So if you have a chair, you are going to use that. I'm going to show you how to do it in the chair, and then I'll show for the people that don't have a chair today what to do. But this is just lean forward, so you're going to have your hands here, and you're going to lean forward and lean back. Now you want to lean back a little bit more past midline, because again, we're working those belly muscles. If you are here, you can come back and down. So it's going to be that same motion, back and forth. If that's too tough on your shoulders, you can have your hands here, or you can even have your hands going across like the people are doing in the chair. Just forward and back, just really working kind of the center muscles there. Good. All right, next is windmills. So you're going to be here like this, and you're going to go across. So you decide how low you want to go. You can just go to the opposite knee. You can go all the way down to the floor, having a little bend in the knees. If you're still in the chair, you're going to be coming across like that. So just make sure that your whole spine is going with you, especially if you have osteoporosis. You don't want to have a twisting motion in that side to side. So just being here to the opposite knee is good. Okay, so that was our core round. Again, some more water. Okay. And so if you want to end the workout now, that's cool, because we've done cardio, we've done lower body, upper body, and we've done core. So you can stop the tape now, finish your water, and meet us back on another day. Otherwise, if you want to get the full workout, we're going to do another round, totally different exercises for our cardio. Alrighty. Okay. All right, so we are going to start off with knee ups. So again, if balance is an issue, you can have hand on the wall, hand on the chair, or you can even do, you know, say you want to press through and do the whole workout today, but you're getting a little tired, you can certainly be here like that. Alrighty, I'm going to start our timer back up. You're doing a great job. I'm so glad that you are watching this. So, I don't mind taking my time out and creating all these fun workouts for you, as long as I know people are using them. So that's what I'm here for. And there's a lot of good stuff on YouTube, other YouTube channels. HasFit is probably one of the best I've found as far as different body types. So they have, you know, low impact stuff there. Good job. Alrighty. Next is a side shuffle. What that means is you're just doing 3 steps to the right. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And if you want to try to just be careful, because this lateral movement, I've seen many people fall down on this one. So sometimes, depending on what kind of shoes you have, they can catch going sideways, and it's a kind of a miserable experience because you end up falling down on your side and your shoulder. So let's be safe, but we're still moving and grooving. All right, next is our butt kickers. So you're going to be bringing your, like a hamstring curl. Again, if you need a little help. Now, if you're in the chair, you obviously can't kick your butt when you're sitting on your butt. So you can just do those knee lifts again. Totally cool. You don't have to worry about jumping up to try to get that exercise done. Again, moving your arms is definitely going to get you moving and grooving more. Good. All right, next this is a giant step forward, and then you're going to shuffle back. Again, be careful with the shuffle back, and then you're going to alternate right and left. If you want to get more into it, you can bring your hands up, go up. Some people don't like going backwards, but this is very functional. So if you need to kind of be doing this against the wall, but it's good to practice backward movement. Okay. Want to make sure you're picking your feet up as you come on back. Good. And then the last one is, I call it fast feet, or my football players. So you make stop sign hands. So you have no assistance with the top half of the body, and you're just going to go fast. This one also is a good one in the chair. So what this does is it kind of wakes up the bottom of your feet, especially if you have any neuropathy in your feet. This gets those little proprioceptors in the bottom of your feet fired up. You're like, woo, you're waking me up. So this is really good. If you need to do it in the chair, be my guest, because it's all about that quick tapping on the floor to kind of wake up those little nerve endings. Woo! Well, that was fast, right? I'm pretty sure we did 3, right? We did our knee-ups, our side shuffles, our butt kickers, our long jumps, and our fast feet. This is sailing by. Cheers, you're doing a great job. All right, so now we're moving on to lower body. So we're gonna start with a posterior leg lift. Again, you can have your chair or the wall. So you're just gonna be lifting it up. Now, I want you to try to keep the knee straight, and it's not a big movement. So I've seen people like they try to almost do a butt kicker, or they're trying to like fling it up. Okay, you just kind of want to work that butt cheek. Somebody told me it's your smile muscle, where your butt and your top of your leg come together. So it's just a little, like a little arabesque, right? And you want to drive with your heel. You don't want to point your toe. It's all about driving with a heel, okay? Just a couple little pointers. And if you want to challenge your balance, you can just keep it here like this. Just make sure if you're trying to, with your balance, that you're not like all over the place, because we really want to get that little tush muscle nice and strong. So you decide how your balance is doing today. Don't feel bad if you need to put even a finger on the chair just to keep it going. And you want to keep your torso up nice and tall, so you don't want to be hinged over, nice and tall. Again, it's not a big kickback, right? Good. Shake it out a little bit. Stand up nice and tall, get ready. And we're gonna do the other side. Good. And remember, you don't want to just be throwing it up like that. It's nice and controlled movement, because that's where you're really contracting that muscle. And is everybody smiling? Let's do a smile check, right? All right, we've been here for a while. It gets to be exhausting after a while. All right, we're doing a goblet squat next. So grab your goblet, toes are pointed out, and down and up. And so you want your back nice and straight. A lot of people I see kind of doing this. That's a different exercise. It's almost like the squat and swing that we did earlier, okay? So this is nice and tall. I actually tell people, sometimes I cue them to tuck their tail under a little bit. So, because we're working the inner thigh area. This may bother your knees. If it does, you can, again, play with your toe position, or just don't go down as low. Just, all right, good job. All right, next are our lateral step outs. You can keep holding on to your weight if you'd like, or you can put that on the floor. If this also bothers your knees, you can go back to do those lateral leg lifts like we did before. Now you also have a balance challenge. I call it the little flamingo in the middle. Anybody that's taken my classes knows all about the flamingo. So, you know, because like a flamingo looks like that, get it? Just in case you're wondering what I was talking about. So this is like a load to explode up. Again, it's a great functional exercise, but if your knees don't like it, do those lateral leg lifts. That's cool. All right, stand up nice and tall. Bring it out and in. And if you're really pooped at this point and you're still in the chair, it's hard to do, obviously, a lateral leg lift. You can just do those knee lifts again, right? Our whole point is just to get a little stronger, a little better with our balance. So if you need to be in the chair, that's fine. Maybe tomorrow you can come and stay standing for, you know, a couple more minutes or whatever. So it's great. Okay, let's see. Oh, split squat with a twist. I'm going to turn my back to you because you're going to be in a split squat and you're going to rotate to your right. So if you look, see, my back heel is lifted. You're bending both knees. You're going to try to take your eye with the dumbbell and you're rotating around. You don't want to be dropping it down low. You want to keep it, I tell people, like you're sliding it on a countertop. So it's going to stay at chest height as you rotate. Good. Now you're going to switch. So left foot's in front, left knee is bent, right heel is lifted, and we're going around the other direction. Again, if you need to do this while you're holding onto a chair and not use your weight for now, you can do that. If this is really torquing your knee and you're miserable, you can just do like a standing twist. Standing like this and just keep your knees nice and soft though, and just rotate around the side. Again, there's all those modifications. Good job. All right, next is deadlifts. So we did these before, but they're really good exercise, very functional, down and up. Remember, just a couple, don't be doing that, right? You're just gonna go to the knee and then just stand up nice and tall. And you're not gonna go too fast. Good job. Whew, it is getting warmer in this little room by the minute. So hopefully you're a little cooler where you are. But it's good that you're doing it. So proud, so proud. Good job. All right, so that was the lower body round. So you know what time it is now. It's time for another gulp of water. Especially for me, I am. Whew, hope you're cooler than I am. I got a little fan going on here on the side, but it's a very little fan. Now my hair, it's very humid where I am today. So my hair is getting bigger by the moment. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to upper body. Now this is shoulders. So a couple things. You may want to, at this point, sit down. And we're gonna press up here and here. We're gonna alternate right and left. Our palms are gonna be facing each other. So doing it like this is a lot more stress on the shoulders. So we're gonna keep it like that today. You can do this seated or standing. And if you're feeling super strong in those shoulders and you want to do both at the same time, that's fine. It's just, it's a little more stressful to the shoulders. All right. So I'm going to alternate right and left. So say your shoulders are real cranky, doing this is not going to happen. You can either just do another round of those upright rows, or you can not do any weights and just press up. This keeps that range of motion in your shoulders, which is what you want to do so you're able to grab something out of the cabinet right? So I encourage people not to do it with weights and just keep that range of motion if needed. Okay, next is a tricep, hold on, I'm gonna stop this for a second. Tricep extension. I do recommend that you do this one seated because it can be a little rough on your back. And so you're gonna have your elbows kind of close to your head and press up. Now maybe you're saying, no, my shoulders don't do that anymore, or they're not doing it today. Then you can just do bilateral kickbacks. You can even do right, left, okay? Or if you don't have your shoulder and back are fine, you can stand right here with me and do it here. Just make sure your elbows stay pointed. You don't want to be out like that. You want your elbows pointed forward. All right. Sorry, I just need to take a couple minutes on that one just to kind of explain it. I always feel bad for people that watch my videos over and over again because they're like, oh my gosh, I gotta listen to her talk about those elbows and everything again. So, but that's one of the reasons why I created this new video today, just so you'd have some variety, because as you know, there's plenty of other ones on my channel, but I haven't refreshed in a while. So I think I did one in January, but I haven't done one since. So I thought this would be a good time. Okay, next are our lat flies. 2 weights, gonna be hinged over, and you're just squeezing your shoulder blades together. So you wanna keep your elbows bent. You wanna be able to see the weights in your periphery, so you don't wanna be winging back, right? You wanna come straight out of the shoulders, and you wanna squeeze those shoulder blades together. So it's more of a back exercise than shoulders. But you need to make sure you're doing it right so you don't hurt anything, okay? Good job. And you can do this one in the chair too. Sorry, I should have mentioned that about 35 seconds ago. All right. Next are our twisting bicep curls. You want to keep the weight close to your shoulder. You don't want to be like way out here, right? So your elbows are going to stay close. Little twisting. You can see my feet are coming up. We're protecting those knees, but we're getting that rotation in, which is very functional. I mean, pulling your groceries out of the back of your car, you might be grabbing it and pulling it out, right? So we try not to do everything in a linear fashion in my classes because we want to make it protective, right? All right, good. Next is a wall push-up, or you can do it on your chair if you need to, but you're gonna just find a little wall space and you're just gonna bend your elbows and come on back. So some of you might be saying, you know what, this is too easy. The more horizontal you go, the harder it is. So if you have your chair, now you wanna make sure your chair is up against a wall. But if you do it down here, it's going to be a lot more difficult than standing. So, but if you want to work to build up your upper body and you're at that point, just go a little bit more horizontal. Otherwise, you're still pushing. All right, good job. That was the round for upper body. Okay, so now we're going to do some more core exercises. So let's go ahead and let's move into the chair and do a few things there. And if you don't have a chair, you can do most of these standing up. Okay. All right. So here we go. So these are our genie twists. So you're going to be up nice and tall, and you're just rotating here, side to side. You're just going to the right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said side to side. That makes it sound like you go right and left. Nice and tall with that spine, okay? And with any of these exercises, if you start doing something and you're like, woo, that's bothering my back, don't keep doing it. There's the days of, you know, push through the pain and stuff like that, that's done with. Now make sure you're taking your eyes with it. You want your neck your neck to go with the rest of your torso. So we're here, up nice and tall, and rotate. You can also try doing it with less rotation if you find it's pulling somewhere along the spine. Again, take your eyes with your wrists as you're taking it around. Good. All right, next you're going to be here and you want to take, I'm going to scoot back a bit. You're going to go ahead and take your feet forward and back, forward. And you don't want to be holding onto the chair. So you want to be using those lower abdominal muscles to kind of bring it in and out, in and out. If you don't have a chair and you're doing this, this is a great time to just be doing some knee lifts standing. It's another option. Okay, good. All right. Next, you're going to have a weight up to the sky, and you're just going to march. So you have to use your core muscles here to stabilize. If holding a weight way overhead is tough for you, just put the weight down, but you want to keep your hands up because that's where the core comes in. You can even keep your hands on your head if your shoulders are really, because you know, we've been doing this, let's see, we've been doing this for over 45 minutes. So if you're fatigued and you're feeling it, that's acceptable. Like, we are working it today, so good job. All right. Next, we're going to do a little, I call these the smiley faces. So you're going to duck down and up, duck down and up. So it's like you're making a big smiley face with your body. Down and up, down and up. Good job. And you're still smiling, right? All right. Or maybe you're doing the second half on another day, so you've got a little bit more energy than the rest of us here. So you are really smiling, right? Because you're only like, I don't know, 25 minutes into the, okay, good. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and do our knee ups. You can use a chair or the wall, or you can just crunch that knee. So you notice I'm leaning over a little bit, so you don't want to be doing it here, right? Because we're trying to work the core. If you want to do it holding a weight, you can do that. It's obviously going to be more stress on the shoulders as well as your core. But depending on where you are, again, don't be looking at the screen. Just keep your eyes, your gaze in front a little bit. All right, lean forward, bring it up, and here we go. Good. Great job. Keep smiling. We're almost done. I think we're doing stretchy time after this. Just gonna check my notes, make sure I didn't forget one of the core exercises. Let's see. Now I think we're good because we did the right and left. Oop, gonna shut this off. So go ahead, grab a swig here. So if you stayed for the whole thing today, you did 2 rounds of cardio, 2 rounds of lower body, 2 rounds of upper body, and 2 rounds of core, right? So we have worked your entire body. It's very important to stretch, all right? So go ahead and give yourself that tricep stretch back. If your shoulders don't do this, you can start where we're going next. Switch hands. Of going across the chest. For some people that have some kyphosis or some, you know, constriction in that shoulder area, and you're like that, to bring your arm up and back is a little too much, which is fine. All right. Again, you don't ever want to push something to the point of pain, right? And then now you're going to go ahead and grab back and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Good job. Let go of your hands. Your right hand's going to step, right foot is going to step forward. The back heel's pressing down. You're stretching the calf in the back. You can bring your arms up nice and tall if you'd like. And then you're going to switch to that hamstring, taking it back. Again, if you need your chair, you're going to get a better stretch if you're not worried about your balance. So there's a time and place to work on your balance, and then there's a time and place to just work on stretching. So, all right, and then the hamstring. For some of you, you like to do the quad stretch. Some of you aren't going to be able to get that. You can do that on a chair, is always an option. So you can just be here like this and grab and bring your knee down like that. So this is stretching the front of your thigh. All right, so you can do that either way. Good. All right, now you're going to step your right foot over your left. If you don't want to do that step over because you're worried about your balance, that's fine, or you can have the chair, but we're going to give ourselves a nice side bend. I love the side bend. I feel like it's underrated. We do a lot of front back stuff. We don't do a lot of side to side. So, good job. All right, you can bend your knees. You can take your shoulder down to the opposite knee if you'd like. This is one of my favorite ones. All right, take it to the center, roll it up, roll those shoulders back. Now you're gonna take the right shoulder back, left shoulder back, right shoulder front, left shoulder front, both shoulders back, and lift up nice and tall. You guys rock it. I'm so happy you joined me today. Come back again sometime soon. Bye.